Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the final word. Everton suffering another defeat at the hands of Leicester City, which, even though we all expected it, still felt like a massive kick in the nether regions.
It did.
Just a year to the day since we experienced another last-minute heartbreaking defeat away from home. Just don't even know why. I don't even know why it felt so bad, because it was. You could even in the 95th minute of the game, I thought, yeah, they'll still win this.
93-30 something it was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Why was it? Why were we 30 odd seconds over?
Because a lot of Jibril Sibili.
He got whacked on the shin.
No, he never got touched. He never got touched. Okay. He never got touched.
Okay.
He went down thinking he could win a foul and then just rolled around, and then the manager pulled Bernard over, and then he decided to get up.
He was bringing Bernard on anyway, but then he didn't bring him on, did he?
Incisive management. Absolute joke.
Well, they done the normal. We should only make a sub when the game's dead. We shouldn't have our subs prepared. The minute our subs are stood there, a goal goes in.
Did you just say have our subs prepared? Our subs are never prepared.
No, I'm saying, but it always seems like we've got someone stood there and we concede.
Our subs must wear 87 layers because the time it takes them to get changed and get on the pitch.
They need 100 pages of instructions before they
absolutely farcical.
Mad.
From start to finish. It's just mad. Obviously, lack of choices meant we went to a 3 at the back. Had Tom and Sigurdsson. Tom Davis, people don't like me calling him Tom, apparently you're not allowed to say people's first names. I mean, we haven't got any other Toms in the team, so...
No, I would call him.
Thomas Davis played in midfield with Iwobi and obviously Dominic Calvert-Lewin up front with Charlison. And to be fair, tactically, shape-wise, we were pretty spot on for 60 minutes of the game. You know, we started by playing deep, trying to condense the space, not letting Vardy get in behind us, putting pressure on the two number 10s, stopping them getting the ball. And for the most part, it did work for 60 minutes.
We were very comfortable. They had a lot of play in front of us. We didn't really do anything with it. You know, Vardy was anonymous, wasn't he? Maddison was dropping into his own half to pick the ball up. You know, Perez was on the periphery trying to get in, and there was certainly the first half, it was very, very comfortable. We carried a threat on the counter-attack. We done what Leicester are very good at, which is just sitting deep and then hitting it on the break. Yeah. I thought we'd done that really well. Sidderby was fantastic. Real good outlet for us down that side. I didn't think Luca Dean had a particularly good game.
No.
He was below par, but I thought we contained him very well. I thought in the first half, I thought the midfield, I thought Sigurdsson and Davis worked hard and made sure they were in the right places. The pair of them give the ball away so cheaply at times. You know, Tom Davis for me had one of his worst games in an Everton shirt, I think, in terms of just giving the ball away or being caught on the ball. Sigurdsson went from working hard and giving the ball away to being anonymous in the second half. But first half it worked all right. You know, we looked like we were okay, you know. Michael Keane was a little bit ropey at times in the first half. You could see he hadn't played. But I thought in general we were all right.
No, we did the right thing. We frustrated them. We let them have the ball. And then when we had the ball, we used it in the right way. You know, with the goal comes from, you know, as you just said there, a counter-attack starting on one side, getting the ball into Iwobi, then moving the ball, getting into Sidderby, and then Richarlison coming over with a great header. It was a great goal, you know, and obviously very reminiscent of the goal we scored at Southampton. Using Iwobi as he should be used, going through, you know, movement between the lines. You know, whether people like him or don't like him, when he plays in that role and when he's got that freedom to run with the ball, it's exactly what we don't have. You know, whether you like him or you don't like him, he gives us something that we don't normally have.
Why wouldn't people like him?
he does give the ball away cheaply at times, but it's cheap in probably the right areas of the pitch rather than the wrong areas. And
If he didn't have a Wobie, he'd have a team full of Schneiderlins.
well, exactly,
and
yeah.
that's the same thing with Tom Davis.
Yeah. No, I
Normally,
absolutely agree.
yesterday was poor. But,
No, well, we'll come on to the reasons why. Certainly, I think he didn't have a great game. But as you said, first half, we contained them. They had very few chances. They had a couple which, not really, they had one at 0-0. Perez pulled one wide, didn't he? And they had a couple. Perez went down in the box. Siribi again, just leaning into him. And then they obviously had the penalty incident, which, listen, Mason Holgate. I thought all three of the young lads yesterday were just, I don't know. Holgate was looked erratic. Dom's touch was letting him down all day.
He was poor yesterday, yeah.
And Tom Davis playing deeper just didn't suit him, because he naturally engages the ball and didn't have the discipline to sit in. But Holgate, a couple of times in the first half, very, very rash. And the one that could have been a penalty, obviously, if he touched him, it's a penalty.
Yeah.
The fact that he didn't touch him, VAR got it absolutely spot on. In fact, why didn't he book him? That's what I couldn't understand.
He should have been booked. Same as Sunday or the week at Goodison. When he dived, the referee, he didn't give the penalty, but But the thing was, he gave the penalty, so he's deceived the referee, so that is a booking.
Yeah.
Whereas the one at Goodison with Son, he didn't give the pen, but he had a look and they said he dived. But yeah, he should have been booked. And Leicester showing the replay on the thing of him, the one angle, which you're not allowed to do. Yeah. So Everton really should put a complaint in about it. They won't, but they should. Well, he won't, will he? But they should do, because you're not allowed to do that. And it was just shithousery by them. Because it was a dive by Chilwell. We thought the challenge was coming in, so he was jumping over what he thought was going to be a challenge, but it didn't come. But it was stupid by Holgate anyway, because he should have emptied it anyway. He hesitated, and when you hesitate, it was like there was one Liverpool Spurs the other week. Aurier done the same at 1-1. Like, drew his foot back to kick a ball instead of just getting it away from the goal. He took his time and caught the lad, and that's what Holgate did yesterday. Fortunately, he didn't catch him. He was nowhere near him, but it was unbelievable to see us actually get a VAR decision overturned, because, especially when they were looking at the wrong angle first.
But looking at the angle from about 30 yards away as well.
You could see why the ref gave it, because it looked like it, but when you see the proper angle, you could see that he was diving before he moved his foot. And that really was the first half. They huffed and puffed, and we had couple of half moments where we just made the wrong decision, but we were comfortable at half time. You knew they were gonna come on to us a bit in the second half, because you'd expect that, but we went in 1-0 up at half time, and you're thinking, this is all right. These aren't great, not playing well. We're comfortable. We look a real threat going forward. Can we get a second?
The system seemed to. It worked for what we wanted to do, and obviously, we mentioned CDB there. He really thrived, and especially in that first half and early in the second half. Let's just have a look. Touches 49, assists 1, successful passes 20, successful forward passes 10. Successful attacking third passes 5, attempted crosses 6. Pass accuracy 95%, Jesus.
It is incredible, given where he was passing the ball from.
Recoveries 8, successful tackles 4, interceptions 3, clearances 2. So all round had a really, really good game. Defensively, still a little bit. I mean, there's one where Vardy got the header in second half, and
run across
he run across him. He's not. Listen, he's a modern fullback. He's not the most defensive minded in the world, but going forward, he's definitely a threat. One of the disappointing things for me is that when there's not enough men in the ball, there's not enough men gambling.
That's the problem.
Richarlison benefited, I think, from Dominic Calvert-Lewin being in front of him, and he come into the space, and he gives you a couple of options, but there wasn't enough men in the box when he had the ball. The only thing he let him down is that thing I mentioned before. I just thought he went down far too cheaply in injury time. Personally, I looked at it as in he was trying to buy a foul. And
both shins clashed though.
No, I know, but I just thought it let him down. I knew that time I just knew that was going to cost us.
I know, but you can't. Like, I get it, and I know what you're saying, but if he's hurt, he's hurt.
Oh, he wasn't hurt. I'm not buying that.
Well, that's all right. You don't know you're not him, are you? It was just his reaction. He was down for a bit, and then he got up. Well,
you could see straight away there was nothing wrong with him.
Shin on shin hurts, mate, whether you've got shinnies on or not.
He kept on looking up, as in to say, what's going on?
No,
I'm not having it. I just think sometimes players have got to understand what's going on, and I just thought that let him down. But overall he had a really good game. But we don't benefit from it.
He was easily our man of the match.
Yeah, we don't benefit from it enough. Second half he continues.
He put 3 brilliant crosses in. Calvert-Lewin almost got on one, but there's just not enough people in the box. Simple as, when Luca Dean should have been higher up, because we were playing with 3 centre-backs and 2 midfielders. One of the midfielders had to get in the box, didn't. But Charlison is coming in at the wrong side. So you're never going to have loads in the box by the system. So that's why you need your other wing back up there, and you need one of your midfielders breaking into the box, if not 2, because you still think about it. If one stays, you've still got 3, there's 4 of you back. And when we were getting him in play, there wasn't enough people trying to bust the gut to get in. Where we had it in the first half, where Calvert-Lewin runs near post and that frees the space up for Ritchie.
No, I thought he played really well, and you mentioned before having 3 centre backs. I think it's fine. I think the problem is that you could tell that all 3 of them were just a little bit unsure of what their role was yesterday. Keane's pushed right over onto the left-hand side. Mina doesn't look as settled in a 3. And as I said, Holgate just looked very unsettled as well, just by his demeanour and the silly little things he was doing. And I don't know how much they've worked on it. I don't know if it's something they work on regularly, just in case they need to sort of pull it out the bag. I don't think we've used it since Man City, when we got beat 3-1, I think. So I don't think we've used it since then. So it's been a while, but in the whole, it worked. It done its job up to the 60th minute, and it allowed the midfielders in front of them to just do what they needed to do. But once Leicester made that sub, it all just started to unravel for me. It was 2 against 3 then, while other players sort of stopped doing their jobs. That was the main change. That change was the change in the game, wasn't it? Really.
Well, they're always going to get a boost, aren't they? You bring another striker on. They changed the system. They just matched us up. Chilwell they went 3 at the back, the same as us. They had a shot straight away, and didn't he? That went straight down Pickford's throat. He'd already had to make a save from Ricardo, so they were getting a little bit of a head of steam. But then, we missed a great chance to go 2-0 up twice. I mean, Holgate had one blocked, which would have caused Schmeichel to have to make a save. And then I think it was the Charlison headed one wide, 3 yards out. If he heads that in, it's 2-0. It would have been game over virtually. And they're big moments in games. You knock that in 2-0, you've got you don't have to chase the game, then you just sit back but he didn't score it. And then what bothered me was we were losing the midfield as the game was going on. Davis had a poor game, said it, and I'm a big Tom fan, but first half I thought he was okay. I thought he'd done all right first half, but second half.
Do you think the booking to Sigurdsson, he got booked just before half time, didn't he, for kicking the ball away, which is just, you're the captain of your country, you're 30 years old, you've played in the Premier League for years, and you're getting booked for kicking the ball away. It's absolutely just stupid. And Dean had just give a free kick away for nothing, really. Again, stupid free kick when the player's going nowhere in the last minute, when all you got to do is just hold them up while Sigurdsson's coming over anyway. And then he gets booked. And then, for me, that booking in the second half, meant Sigurdsson stopped doing what he was doing. And I thought when them two were together, I thought they did really well just to get people in the way of the ball and allow one of them just to nick it away, or allow someone else to nick it away, taking turns. And I thought once that booking came, Sigurdsson just started losing his discipline in terms of his playing, his positional. And what that did to Tom, it left Tom on his own.
He's exposed, yeah.
And when they were together, they were doing an unnatural job together. And then when that happened, second half, they started becoming isolated. And also one of the things that started to happen as well is we started to give the ball cheaply, away cheaply, in places where, like, you know what I mean? Where first half we were doing the intelligent things and just giving it to the wing backs or giving it to Iwobi to move forward. Whereas second half, we started getting isolated and just giving the ball away cheaply. And Tom obviously had done that a couple of times. I think he did it was the one where Iniacho got a chance to his first shot off. He gave it away cheaply in the middle of the park because they were separated, because they kept on going away from each other.
They're trying to thread balls as well. There's nothing wrong with clipping a ball over the top at times and mixing it up. You're trying to thread everything through the eye of a needle. We broke them up a couple of times and we were on the break and we just pass it straight to one of their players, and it's like we're on this way and they're spinning us and we're having to run backwards, and it was just starting to unravel. And what he probably should have done was took Davis or Sigurdsson off at that time. And if Schneiderlin, whether you like him or not, if he's fit enough to be on the bench, he can go and sit in that centre because he's a defensive midfield player. That's his role.
For me, I would have took Sigurdsson off because he was on the booking and said to Schneiderlin, go and do the job.
Sit in front of the back four.
You and Tom. Because Tom Davis, I think the second goal they scored was a perfect reflection of this. He's not a defensive midfielder. He goes looking for the ball. He gets caught up in situations rather than willing to just take a step back and say, let's do this, the simple thing here and just sit in. He goes looking.
Well, the first goal, the equaliser, come from him again with a...
Well, it was a long goal. It was our goal kick.
But it was a block tackle.
No, but it was... Yeah, but go back even further. It's our goal kick, and nobody gets up to even challenge the ball. The ball falls between Iwobi and Tom Davis. There's not anyone in there to try and challenge it. So it's a free header. It drops. Then Tom goes in a 50-50 far too softly, loses out. But because he's there and got in for the challenge, Iwobi's there. I don't even know where Sigurdsson is. No. Sigurdsson's even further past the ball, which is mad. And because Tom has gone and committed, you can't do that as the holding player. I know what he's thinking, but if you lose the tackle, they had three runners coming through midfield then, all coming onto our midfield, and not what defence, and not one of our defenders stepped out to come and meet the ball.
The problem was, though, they broke away from Davis, and then the balls played into Iniacho and Keane, Michael Keane. When you're running, he should be looking who's by me. He should know Iniacho's there and get tighter to him, and he doesn't. The ball gets played because he's running back towards our goal, so the ball gets played behind him. And he has to do that thing where he turns and he doesn't get close to him. Iniacho has a shot. It goes across the goal and Vardy poaching at the far stick, knocks it in, and you're hoping he's offside, but he wasn't. He was miles on. But if Michael Keane's just a little bit more switched on and does his job properly, that comes to nothing. You know, and then we regroup. But you're right, Sigurdsson's gone wandering off. But I don't think he came out for the second half. You know, he certainly didn't look like he did. So it's 1-1 and you're disappointed because you've had a chance to go 2-0. You're thinking, oh my God. And they had a little 5-minute spell after they scored where they were on top. Maddison had the good move straight to Pickford. But then it kind of died a death again. The game dropped down and then we come onto them and I thought, we can win this still. Brought Moise Keane on. Yeah. He hits that shot. But the hell, I was jumping.
I thought it was in.
I thought it was in. He hit it brilliantly. And we carried a threat. We looked like we could catch them out again. They were a bit edgy. Rodgers was, his teeth, felt sorry for his white teeth. His nails were in and all that. They kept going, as you would. But the game had petered out. And the manager, we started losing, like you say, those 50-50. Schneiderlin, come on, didn't really make that much of a difference. You've got to be looking there and thinking, right, do we get Bernard on now to hold the ball? Or to carry the ball for us, or what? Or, do we just drop back into and play 5-4-1 and get through it? And I think I'd have probably taken Tom Davis off at that stage and just pushed the Iwobi into the middle and said, because Davis, once he'd lost that 50, we were losing everything then.
Why did he take Iwobi off?
I don't know.
Because he's the only one.
He's like the easy takeoff.
But he's the only one who carries a threat from that midfield. For me, like I said, Sigurdsson on the booking, and it was just not on the game. No. I'd have put Sneijderlin in there with Tom Davis personally, and said, "Don't go anywhere, stay there, and give the ball to." Because you've got to tell Richarlison to just drop back, and have Richarlison and Wobie picking up the.
Why did Sigurdsson stay on?
I've no idea. That's what I don't understand. Because like you've just said, it's easy. It's easy to do that.
See, if Sneijderlin goes in alongside Davis, and then you take Sigurdsson off. Wobie should have stayed on. You take Sigurdsson off, and then you can even throw Bernard on then, like he wanted to, and just say, go and sit in the middle and carry the ball towards the front two. But we would have had, we didn't even have to bring Bernard on. But
they changed the system to attack us. So, like you just said there, that goal we conceded, the first one, players dropping off straight away, drop off, don't allow any space behind us, and by dropping off, they've allowed them to get into the box effectively by just dropping off because they don't want to play. But then the gap between, and this is the same with the second goal, the gap between our midfield, because you haven't got, certainly for the first goal, you haven't got that natural centre midfielder in there, defender, who will just sit in front of and go and meet that.
But the second goal we did.
No, I know, but which we'll come to. But the first goal, because Tom has gone in for that tackle and he's essentially the last midfielder, you're allowing them to run on, and then Michael Keane's dropping back because he's terrified of the pace, and not one of them is going out to engage them. And this to me just sums up this team. We're so, the manager is so reactive to what other people do. He doesn't see things, and the team don't see things because of that. For me, as I said, I would have left the Wobie on. I told Richarlison to just drop a little bit, and those two go and pick up the bits from the midfield and then help whoever's up front. But we don't. We've got, for the first goal, we've got 3 players who want to go only one way, midfield, one way. They want to go forward. So they get the goal, and then, like I just said there, then tell Tom and Sneijderlin to just sit, get through with sticky spell, which we had, and then for that, once that ball goes up 3 minutes, you say, we take a point from this. Just take a point.
Smash it into
like
the
we did against Brighton, like we should have done against Brighton.
Same thing,
but we do exactly the same thing. We get caught again. So Tom has got the ball.
We're trying to win the game now, aren't we? So
it's a game we're not going to win, though.
No, I know, but
we're not going to win it. This is what I said after the Spurs game. There's some games where you've got to understand that a point isn't a bad result.
No, it wasn't a bad result, but the game was there to be won.
It wasn't. We weren't going to win that game. We weren't going to win the game. We don't, because the reason we weren't going to win the game was our defence are terrified. So they are 30 yards behind our midfield. I know what you're saying. We had the players to win the game, but our midfield has dropped to the edge of our area. Our midfield then is 30 yards further forward. So at that stage, you're looking at thinking...
No, what I mean was, in their minds, they're probably thinking we can win this. But you're right, you're right, because we got into the injury time. And once that first minute's gone, you just get compact then. You say to Moise Keane, we're just going to bang it. When it drops, we bang it into the court, into the chat. Now, some people might go, we don't want to play like that. We need points, and it's a building block. So if you're knocking it and turning them... Listen, he could leave Richarlison and Keane up, pull everyone back and smash it for the last 2-3 minutes. Hit their corners, get after it, get throw-ins and we get a point, you go, bloody hell, we just played the second in the league, away from home, we're not on a good run, we've got a decent point, we move on now. And we don't.
Sheffield United and Wolves have won the same amount of games as we have.
Yeah.
They
just grind results out.
They grind results out. They take the point. They look for the win at home and they take the point. They don't lose the game. They don't lose it. And that's the most important thing. You don't lose the game. And yet we do. And that comes down to, it's mentality for me, but it's also coach. It's got to be a little bit of coaching, but it's little moments. That's why it annoyed me about the Sidibe bit. If he's down and he's injured, right, then you should be grabbing hold of the ref and getting a physio on the pitch and making sure that it doesn't disturb the way we're playing. Because all it did for me was he's up and he's down and he's looking around and we're not concentrating on the game of football. get the game closed out. And then so Tom Davies has got the ball in the middle of the park. He's playing a ball to Sigurdsson that, even if it's on, why are you doing that? Tom is getting all kinds, and yet where's Sneijderlin in all this? Why isn't Sneijderlin in front of the back four?
Well, he shouldn't be going anywhere. Sneijderlin shouldn't be going anywhere. So he's 30 years of age, played in the Premier League for the last few years, played everywhere in every division. He should know how to see a game out. He should be saying to Davis, right, I'm sitting, you go and press the ball if we're having anyone pressing it, but I am staying here.
Tom's got the ball though. This is what's so stupid.
Well, he's like I'm saying, he should be just looking to empty it.
This is what I don't get about this team. Whether you're inexperienced or whether you're an experienced player, you know it's the last minute. It's literally the last minute of the game. What's Sigurdsson going to do there with the ball? Even if he gets the ball off Tom clean, he's got nowhere to go. Just get your head up and smash it and tell Moise Keane over Charleston to go and chase the ball. And the worst thing that happens is, well, it might go out for a throw, or they might have to go.
Yeah, but if you smash it into the corner, they have to start again. Exactly. By the time they recycle the ball, the referee's blown his whistle.
Exactly.
You've walked off, you've got a point, you're in work today, they're happy at Finch Farm, going, good point that, lads. Right, why can't we do that Wednesday against Liverpool? Let's go and do it again, another big side. And we don't, we give the ball away. They break, the same goal, Mina probably should do better to try and cut it out.
He should do better.
Then Holgate probably should do better.
Holgate should just bring him down. Holgate should just bring him down.
It's turned inside out. And the ball ends up in the net. And the worst thing is the linesman put his flag up, so you're just thinking he's going to blow his whistle. He smashes it in.
He's not offside.
And he isn't offside. So when people go, I've come in today and people are like, you're unlucky with VAR. And I was like, well, we weren't unlucky though because he was onside.
But this goes back to the holding midfielder, right? If you've got a holding midfielder there, Iniacho has to beat him first. Instead...
Well, they've got... who threads it? Is it Tielemans or someone threads it? They've got to pass the ball through your midfield player first. But he doesn't, because they win the tackle with Tom Davis. They break. There's not... All they've got is runners either side. But they've got... And so they just fire it through the middle.
Iniacho is 3 against 1.
Yeah.
We've got 3 against 1 there. But Mina commits. Because... And this goes back to the first goal. You know what it is? And they say, look at the body shape. The body shape is running backwards.
The wrong way,
They're running backwards. Nobody out of the 3 of them says, I'm going to win this. So Yerry Mina is running backwards, so falls over. Holgate is running backwards, so ends up turning his back again on the ball. So can't see which way he's going. Instead of standing him up, like you taught when you're 6, standing him up and saying, beat me. Because he wouldn't beat him.
And where was Michael Keane?
I don't know. I've no idea. I think he's on the shop. Going looking for orange 12.
Just frustrating.
But that comes from, you got someone sitting in front of them, Iniacho has to beat him first, so your defenders can get set then. That's the whole point of having a defensive midfielder, is saying, you beat me first, and then we should... What would he have done? Iniacho would have gone, I'll go wide or I'll pass it off. He wouldn't decide to beat him. But we allow it because...
He's not going past 2 men, is he?
No, we allow it because it all suddenly becomes one-on-ones. So Mina falls over, and then it's like, hang on, I've only got to beat 1 man. And instead of Holgate just standing him up, his body shape is awful. And it's because, again, it's been drilled into them. As soon as they get the ball, go that way. Do not allow space behind. Where sometimes as a footballer, you've just got to go, there's 3 of you. Talk to each other and go,
that's it.
I'll do him.
I'll go.
I'll do him. I will take him.
Great finish, like.
I mean, Premier League striker, you expect them to score from there.
Turned back and placed it well, didn't
I just look at them now.
But you've been confident with our strikers doing that?
That's why I just said Premier League strikers. To me, it's a mentality thing. It's a whole mentality thing of, that to me is complete disorganisation.
My issue with the whole thing is, the minute they equalised, we stopped playing. Yeah. And that you can't have that in a team. It's every time. And I knew. To be honest, I thought it'd be 3-1. When they scored, I thought they're going to score. It was, wasn't it? The problem is, we can't... When you play games of football, you're going to concede goals. So the minute you concede a goal, if everything goes out the window, what the hell is going on? How can you have a talented set of players who fold like a pack of cards the minute they can see the goal.
But don't you think it went out the window the minute they made the change, though?
No, I don't. You know, if you watch it back, they brought him on after 60 minutes. He had the shot, which Pickford saved, and then...
No, but what I mean by that is that we've set up in a way, right? Do not allow Vardy get behind us. So what we've done is we've said to them, we're going to back off to the edge of the area so you're not going to get that space. And it worked in the first half. But as soon as they brought in the Iheanacho on, we didn't do anything. We're talking now about 2 goals that we conceded because our midfield went missing. So how did we help? Surely when they brought that player on, Sneijder should have been straight on for Sigurdsson. Or Tom, but Sigurdsson's on a booking. That's why I'm saying Sigurdsson, because he was on a booking. And I thought that stopped them. It allowed them to just... It was like
he was everywhere in the first half. He wasn't involved in the game going forward, but he'd done a lot of good defensive work by being able to... I mean, Jamie Carragher even said, I've never seen him so fired up. He was doing a lot of good blocking. He was getting foot in. He was keeping his shape. Second half, he was anonymous. Absolutely anonymous.
And that to me is because of the booking.
It allowed him
to get out of jail card
he probably knew he couldn't
exactly. So to get out of jail free card for him. But you bring Sneijder and you say to Sneijder, just sit in front of the back 4, don't go anywhere.
So when Iheanacho come on at 60 minutes and then he had the shot and then it settled again. But the manager should have been looking how they changed their style then maybe or whatever and had a look, and then he could have brought, like you say, Sneijder on just to sit. But even when it went to 1-1, you then react, don't you? And I know we brought Sneijder and Keane on, but taking a Wobie off, you've got Sigurdsson. This is the thing that probably frustrated me yesterday with it, is that twice we've seen this situation happen. Coleman got sent off at Burnley when he was on a book and you could see what was coming. We nearly lost Sneijder last Saturday against but we nearly lost him last Saturday because he was on a booking. And so you like that every time he goes in because he's fond of just leaving a foot in. And yet Sigurdsson was booked for something stupid and then was anonymous in the second half. So you don't take someone off who moves the ball. You take the lad off who's not touched the ball and who's leaving your youngest midfield player exposed.
And a Wobie can get you up the pitch as well.
That's what I mean. So even if it's a through ball, so put Sneijder on, say to Sneijder, just go and sit behind Tom Davies. Say to Tom Davies, you and a Wobie, prompt them,
I wouldn't
press.
have done that though. I would have said to Tom and Sneijder.
Or even either, but you needed the cover, a natural person who's going to sit. Sneijder's better when he's got Davies and Wobie's legs alongside him. When he's just on his... It's him and Sigurdsson.
They looked undisciplined. They looked like they looked undisciplined, and that comes like they looked undisciplined. Tom is really naive there, really naive. He shouldn't be doing what he's doing there. His legs are gone after 70 minutes, and one of the reasons was because he probably playing
2 man's work.
Yeah, 2 man's work. His legs are gone, but what you do, what you do is surely you get the message across to Sneijder. Even if you tell him to do one job when he comes on, it doesn't. For the 3 minutes to go, you say to him, as soon as that ball goes up, you go, we'll take a point here, right? You drop him in and go, Tom, I can't reiterate this point enough. Tom, Sneijder, you sit in front of our back 4, and you give them you make sure you've got a barrier, you pay a Wobie in front of them that you give the ball to, you can start springing by leaving him on. And this is where I can't, this whole thing of, the manager at the end, you've got to feel sorry for him. I don't feel sorry for him. Because, number 1, the subs were terrible. Number 2, it's up to him to get messages onto the pitch to tell people where he wants them to play if they're not playing that way. And number 3, it's a mentality thing, and it can only come if the mentality hasn't seeped into the players yet of what he wants or what they should be doing or what they shouldn't be doing by now, then the mentality is wrong. In the last minutes of games away from home, if you're drawing and you're not battering a team, then you should be saying, we'll take a point from this. Because the only other thing that's going to come out of it is you were going to lose the game. And that's what we did. It's what happened at Brighton as well. But Brighton was 50-50 once you go into that, once you put the board up, You know what's going to happen. You know it's going to be difficult. And this mentality does not live within this team. He used to always say, didn't he, when you're in a bad run of form, turn your defeats into draws and then your draws into wins. And this is what we don't... Well, I can't say it enough. We've won the same amount of games as Wolves and Sheffield United, and yet they're being lauded because they never give up. They're hard to beat.
They get draws.
Exactly, they get draws, and then they'll get a win. But it's the losses. It's the Sheffield United, Wolves didn't win in the first 6 games, and yet
only lost 2, haven't they?
Yeah, and now they're like
drawn 8, haven't
they? They're 6th or 7th or 7th and 8th. They are now, and they're getting lauded. If we'd drawn 3 games that we'd lost this season,
be 11th.
We'd be sitting here and everyone would be going, "Well, we've only, we're all right. We're all right." And this is the problem. We don't have the brains in the team. Then this comes from leadership. Who's going round saying to players, "What are you doing? Get in here! Get in here!"
There's nobody.
When I say one thing though, when Zadebe was down, that was a great chance to restock, and yet the manager's dicking about with Bernard on the side when he should be saying to players, "Get in there."
Where's the players though?
I fully agree, Baz. I'm not blaming the manager, but after 18 months in charge, if that's not that clearly isn't the mentality.
The thing what you can look to for stuff like that is, when Allardyce come in.
Yeah.
He come in 2 years ago at this time, didn't he? In fact,
yeah.
He beat Huddersfield actually this day. It's his first game in charge, didn't we? We went 9th or something with the win.
6 points in a week.
But the thing was...
Imagine we got 6 points in a week
we
now.
Did.
No, imagine we got 6 points in a week now.
We're talking about bloody Europe again. It's how mad it is. But the thing about it is, he just come in and went, right, shape. I know, listen, the football was terrible, right? It was terrible. But at the end of the day, we won games, didn't we? And he literally, all he did was get shape, discipline. If it's not on, hit the corner flags. It's from years ago, of course it is. People like to play out now and all that. But we need wins. We can start playing football again in about February and March if we're sound. But if this is a period now of a lot of games and you have to take what you can get, a win, a draw, whatever. But there's no discipline. There's not a player on that pitch who drags people into position. The only one who really had to go at Chilwell was Pickford. The others were just like, Holgate was like asking. But the midfield area is a massive problem for Everton, and it is, and we know it is. We've lost Gabam, and we don't know what he is, so you can't even include him. So we've lost Andre Gomez and Delph, right? Delph's not set any, trees.
No, but I imagine...
Set any trees, he's not an arsonist. He's not pulled up any trees.
I don't know.
No. But he's been in and out, right? But he would have at least got people into position. Gomez is a big miss because he travels with the ball. But we've got what we've got at the moment, and all we can do is play through this with what we've got. So what we have to have is the instruction from the manager and from each other, the players, and that's the thing that frustrates
I just can't have that in the last minute of the game when you've got 3 players in your midfield. One of them's 21 and the other 2 are 30, and yet it's the 21-year-old taking all the blame. Yes, Tom didn't play well and he shouldn't be giving the ball away there. But I'm not having this, that 2 30-year-olds, international footballers, haven't got the brains between them to drop back. You just do it instinctively. You do it instinctively. You want to see the game out. You want to get that point. You're playing in the space of 3 days. You're playing the top 2. And if you take 2 points out of that, you're going to be happy.
Delighted,
you're going to be happy. So you got to,
It's confidence as well.
But it's confidence in the system as well, isn't it? It's confidence, like you said at the start. It's confidence in saying, that worked there, it might work here. Right? Whereas... And I just look at that.
In the last, if they'd have dug in the last 2 out the last 3 away games, there'd have been 3 away games unbeaten. We should have got at something at Brighton. We won at Southampton, and we really should have got a point yesterday. We'd got to the time the referee was about to blow his whistle. So we'd executed the game plan. We'd worked hard, but it was going one way for the last... And I don't mean we were under loads of pressure, because we weren't.
No,
but we were leaving gaps by not being disciplined. Particularly injury time. Okay, up to 90, you're thinking, well, we might get something here. And we had a couple of breakaways.
We had one more. We made 2 subs, didn't we?
He went to bring Bernard
So,
on, he didn't come on, did he?
Was
Because they
there
scored.
anyone else on the bench that even in the injury time we could have just brought on to shore up the
No,
midfield?
there was no one. There was Baines. He'd taken a gamble, but I suppose he's a defender. Maybe he was the right decision to put him on, just go and flood the midfield.
But even there in injury time, you go, bring someone on just to kill that time.
Well, he was trying to bring Bernard on.
But then just bring him on then.
No, but
Step onto
if
the
you
pitch.
actually look though, right, he was trying to get him on, they broke and scored. Again, that's what I'm saying to you.
Sadibi was down though, so why didn't he make the sub then?
Because I think they were waiting to see if he had to take him off.
These are all the things though that...
No, but I don't, listen, I go with you for blaming him for some stuff, but I don't know whether with the Sadibi thing...
What I mean though is, if Sadibi, what I mean is, we've played footy, we're not Premier League players, of course we're not, but even if there, you tell him to sit down, and you say, are you fit? And he goes, yes. You go, stay down then, I'm going to make the sub, but you're staying on. You do that, don't you? Why do these things get thrown out?
The biggest thing, though, was that we didn't sit in. That's the biggest issue. Davis lost the 50-50 in the midfield, and they broke on us, and Sigurdsson and Schneidlin were nowhere to be seen. And that's where the frustration should be from him today.
Well, it should be, but for me, it's the whole thing. It's mad. Tom should just be putting his foot through it, hitting the corner like we said before, and saying to Moise Keane and Richarlison, go and chase
Get
that.
after it.
Go and chase that. Force something, because it takes another 30 seconds.
Even if you give a free kick away, bundle them over it. They have to take a free kick in their corner flag. You get set, it's game over, isn't it?
Brain dead. Well, we know he's not going to get sacked. We know he's going to be in charge for the derby. So, no point in really talking about it, is it?
Joe prepared that.
I know.
I mean, you wouldn't have done just quickly on that. What's the gain by getting rid of him before the derby, really? Or would you have done it?
Let's move on, because I would have got rid of him ages ago.
No, but I'm talking about as it is now. Is it worth putting it on someone else? Because the chances are we're going to get beat by Liverpool.
No, I mean, listen, it's another acceptable defeat, isn't it? I mean, once that word was used last season, or whenever it was used, we sort of learned what the mindset was of the club. That certain defeats are acceptable and certain ones aren't. But I just don't know what's going on with the situation. I really don't. I just think it's got to a situation now where it's just become a farce. The whole thing's a farce. Other clubs are getting rid of their managers. You know, Arsenal have
Watford have just sacked their second manager.
Arsenal have put Freddie Ljungberg in charge, and Tottenham obviously reacted quickly to Pochettino and brought in.
And Kevin Ratcliffe said we should be going all out for Pochettino.
Yeah, that's pointless. We're not getting them. We're not getting them. But I don't know. I just think that. I think that there needs to be a change of mindset, and I think this game perfectly encapsulated why we lose so many games. It's because we're weak. We're mentally weak, but we just don't have players doing the basics. And I don't care whether you're a 21-year-old or you're a 30-year-old experienced player, or you're up the top of the league or you're down the bottom of the league. You've got to take responsibility in games to see them out when you need to. You've got to know when. You've got to know how a game's going, and know when's a good point to take, and when a game is there to be won. You've got to know that as a footballer and as a coach and as a manager. You've got to know that.
Well, it doesn't matter what age you're at, really. If you've played football, and Tom Davis has played football for many years now, you know that you're in injury time. Don't take any risks. You know, you're away from home. It's not like you have to win the game to win the league or to get through. It's not a cup tie and you go, or a European second leg, and if we don't win it, we're away from home on not a great run of form. Smash it into the corner flag, get the point, get yourself set. Don't take risks.
You've also got to know who you're playing as well. You're playing a team that have won 6 straight games. You know something will fall for them. You've got to play the percentages of a game like this. That's football, isn't it? You've got to look at it and think, the best place for this ball to be is down there in that corner.
The least dangerous bit on the pitch is their corner flag. So put it in.
It might be attractive. I've said this loads of times though. I said this at Millwall Richarlison was dicking about with it in the last minute when all he had to do was put his foot through it, and there you go, you get your replay. And people are like, no, well, you don't win a game by doing that. No, but you lose a game.
Some people have got strange views of the game. Is that you try to pass your way all around the pitch. You've got to... This is why Everton won't win
it
stuff.
this week when Pickford was playing for England, though. Did the same thing. 5 minutes ago, chipping little lovely balls. No. You take your point and you go home. It's a point.
You've got to think about how you win stuff. You don't win stuff just by playing and playing and playing. You win stuff by grinding games out. Man City would have won on Saturday if they'd have grind out to win. Still arsing about at 2-1 and end up throwing another 2 points away. Liverpool make sure they grind it out. They get in front and then they grind the game. They were hanging on by the skin of the teeth at the weekend and smashing balls anywhere because that's what you have to do to get through.
It's all those little points that
everything adds up, yeah.
Don't get me wrong, there'll be days when we're like, oh, we should have won that game, you know. But it doesn't always happen like that. You've got to know when to take your point, and you know. To me, that's one of the big problems. Listen, this fella came on yesterday, Moise Keane, first time we'd seen him in a while up front, and he made a bit of a difference, didn't he?
He did.
I don't know whether you'd have started him because in terms of like the work rate that would have been needed. But when he came on, like we said earlier, I mean, I thought he'd scored when he took that shot.
Good hit. It was a good hit, wasn't it? He looked, listen, he put himself about. He didn't back down from fellow with the worst hair in the Premier League. You know, we want to see more of him, don't we? That's what we want to see from him. Improvisation, taking shots, he looked a bit more confident. Just wasn't on the pitch for it. We just didn't get the ball to him enough, but you know, he's going to grow into it. He's got to learn how to play the game in the Premier League just to get himself up to speed with what he can and what he can't do. But
do you think at 1-0 we should have brought him on?
I don't know, because it was for who? For Dom. Maybe Dominic Calvert-Lewin didn't have a very good game at all. He started off making runs in behind, and I thought, looks like he'll be a handful today, and then he just allowed Johnny Evans, just allowed him and I can't even say the kid's name, Sonq or whatever his name is, or Sonche. Yeah, but he just allowed them to have a comfortable afternoon. He's got it. That's where Dom's got to learn how to put himself about. You can't give defenders easy afternoons. You've got to be a pest. Vardy's a pest. He's an absolute annoying fella. He's always by you. He's blocking you. He's kicking you. He wants it all the time. Dom, does he want it enough?
Too nice.
I don't know. Got to get in people's face.
Nice. Don't know how to get through games. This lad's not nice. Seeing that straight away, getting in his face.
I want to see him playing with Iwobi behind him. I've said it, because Iwobi will play, and unfortunately he took Iwobi off and put it in, so it's like, but I don't know. I think it's time to give him more games. Definitely. We're going to have to.
We'll get more games soon, because there'll be a different manager. There will be, because if there's not, then we're only going to go one way. So,
let's finish it there. There's not much to say, is there? Oh well.
Just another day at the office for Everton. Yeah, he's in charge. He's going to be in charge for the derby, and then
we'll see what happens.
And then we'll see what happens. But I'm just hoping, you know, I'm not really holding out any hope for Wednesday night. Why would you? Anyone who says form goes out the window hasn't been watching Everton recently. And then we'll see. I think after the derby we've got 3 games
that I think we can get
Premier League games where we can get something out of them. Like on paper it looks difficult. You know, obviously Chelsea, Man United and Arsenal, but Chelsea got beat at the weekend. Might be starting to lose a few players for injuries and that kind of thing. Villa had just gone to Old Trafford and got a point. United just seem to be as shaky as us. And then Arsenal, who are in a bit of flux themselves, obviously got good strikers, and obviously that'll be after we've played Leicester in the League Cup as well.
But
so
there's an opportunity there. But
no, I mean, I think there's 3, and I don't know who we'll have available. Bernard, Delph. We'll have to wait and see. Yeah, there you go. Anyway, let us know your thoughts in the comments on the game. Are you, well, you're all going to be as frustrated, but did you think it was a good performance, just let down by some poor in-game management, which we always talk about, don't we, really? Or was it just that simply Leicester are better than us, and that showed in the end? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget, if you haven't already subscribed, please do click the bell for alerts so you know exactly when videos are out. And if you want more shows, including live shows, including the phone-in, which we'll be doing at 5 o'clock on Patreon, then join us over there on Patreon. The link is in the description. Thanks for watching Toffee TV. We'll see you later.